Oh God, oh God. Hello, it has been a minute since I have done a video. I moved recently. Again, there are still so many things that I need to do. There have been a couple movies that have already come out this year that I didn't really talk about. Instead, I want to talk about Materialist. It's Celine Song's sophomore film. She made it after Past Lives, which is still one of my favorite movies in the past 5 years. I was really excited to see what she would do next. I wasn't expecting Song to make another movie about a love triangle, for lack of a better word. In Materialist, Dakota Johnson is a matchmaker named Lucy who meets a man who seems perfect in every way named Harry. He's played by Pedro Pascal. As soon as their relationship starts to form and grow, she is re-encountered by her ex, Josh, who's played by Chris Evans. Lucy then starts to have a hard time deciding if she wants a future with Harry, a very nice rich man, or Chris Evans, who is a broke actor in New York, and go through all of the emotions again with him. Past Lives was about love, whereas Materialist is about marriage. Now, you can argue those are the same thing, but the way that this movie depicts marriage is different. The way Lucy talks about marriage early on in this film feels very transactional, or like there's math and equations, all of this for something essentially that can just feel like a business deal as the end result, when there's probably no to little love involved in that relationship. And we see that idea of marriage start to change a little bit in Lucy's perspective and visually through the story as well. There are 3 weddings in the film. Each one is different from one another, whether that's size or intimacy, which I think fits with how Lucy sees marriage and how she sees relationships as she's growing. But it's so fascinating and fun to hear how some of these characters view people and how they view like one another. Song's writing feels a little bit sharper in this film compared to Past Lives, but it's still just as inviting. She gives just enough for our 3 main characters to at least make me feel invested, even when I could tell there's like a tiny disconnect between one or the other. I'm very aware that is the point. I just wish the movie got to give these actors a little bit more room to breathe. Wish it had a little bit more quiet moments and things like that. Song's direction is great, and it already feels intimate enough with these characters, but if the dialogue was just like a little bit shorter, or if we could just let the characters reflect a little bit more on what they were saying, on what the other person was telling them for just like 2 or 3 more seconds, I think I would have enjoyed this a little bit more. Now, you could say that's a part of the editing. That was a huge aspect of Past Lives. I thought it was important to show how these characters were feeling, and part of it was just by cutting a little bit later after the conversations ended. It just gave you a new sense of hope for these characters. And this, it doesn't really have that, but I think Celine Song is going for something different with that. Now, Dakota Johnson gets the most out of the script. She does a good job on making everything feel natural, and she has the most opportunity to let the audience pause and see what her thought process is. Pedro Pascal plays a really smooth and confident rich man. You can see that his status is kind of like this cloud that's always following him. You can't help but notice that that is a part of his character and personality. Chris Evans is good in this movie. I just feel like he is miscast in this. He's playing an actor in New York who's trying to catch a break, and maybe it's just so hard for me to disconnect myself from that. I just couldn't buy that Chris Evans was a failed stage actor in New York. The thing is that I don't know who I would have recasted, but I can't complain that Chris Evans is in this movie enough. I'm just happy he's doing something like this and not another blockbuster. Kudos to that. Finally, I just want to talk about Song's direction. I think there are many moments where Song is doing much more with the camera movements, whether that's to show the interior of a building or if it's just to show some intimacy. I think she's just incredible at that with the camera and in her writing. It's easy to say if you're a fan of Past Lives, then you're going to enjoy this film. At times, it feels familiar in tone and writing, but Song gets to do more and finds other ways to explore relationships. It's a great look into modern romance and what is looked at in a relationship. What even is the point of a wedding? Like, I'm fascinated with those ideas. Materialists tells us it's not about checking the boxes, because when you encounter real love, none of that matters. That should be more than enough. And I know that is really cheesy to say, but that's how it is. It's an intimate story with naturalistic dialogue that I wish would have made the actors just let this breathe a little bit more, but I think their conversations are inviting to listen to. I think I read Song is doing a show for HBO next, which is great. I'm very happy for her. I just hope this doesn't take time and effort away from her doing any of her feature films. Whether it is a small film, a big film, as long as it is intimate, like these past two movies, I'm all in for it. Right now, I'm gonna give Materialist a 4 out of 5, though that may change later, but as I was going through my notes on this movie, I was just very pleased with it. And that's it. I'm going to end it here. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this. If you made it this far, have you seen the movie? Do you plan on seeing it? Let me know down below. If you like what you see, please like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. Make sure you exercise every day, drink your milk, and have a great day.